Hello, welcome to Nixies Notebooks. I am your host, and today we're going to be doing a project from Instagram. It's one of my followers, and I follow them back. Art Ephemera. She made these great little pieces of ephemera using some old worn-out cardboard. Now hers, didn't do it exactly the same way she did hers, I don't think. It was just a picture where she showed some of the different crafts that she did. I didn't try all the different crafts that she used. And I was doing it all from memory because I record with my phone, and my Instagram account is also on my phone. I think when I was pointing up to the camera, that's what I was trying to tell you. So start off by cutting some pieces or ripping up some pieces of cardboard that you want to use. You want the kind that's corrugated, and as you can see here, I'm peeling off one of the layers of the cardboard. It is a little messy, like it gets a little dusty because of the glue that comes off and stuff, and the little pieces of paper. Especially the older it is, it probably is a little more dustier and dirtier. Just an FYI, so you are aware that that does happen. I think on this one I left most of the paper. The other one, the second one I did take off all of it. But I figured it wouldn't hurt to leave it on a little bit. Now I'm just using some distressed ink. It looks like in her video she distressed the pieces of cardboard with either an ink or maybe some paint. I'm not 100% sure. Again, it was just a photo. So I used some I used just basic distressed ink. And I just kind of pulled off more as I felt the need to. And pull out some of those little pieces because it kept kind of getting caught, like the inker kept getting kind of caught. I was just rubbing it on top. I wasn't doing anything else, at least not with this color. I just rubbed it right on top, as you can see. Just give it that nice weathered look. I also did the backs. I didn't do that on camera, but just so you know, I did do the backs of them as well. I also used another color. This one I think was walnut. The other one was like a soot, and this one's walnut, but I'm using it on the edges just to kind of give the edges just some color too as well. I like the two-tone colors. I think it actually really added something when I did both the different colors. And I even put some, you can see I'm even putting it on the actual, where I already put the black soot. I think it really helped. And then I use my favorite vintage photo. I don't know why. That's one of my favorite colors when I use distressed ink. I just like that sepia color, always have, probably always will. I realize I just moved away from the microphone. I hope you guys can still hear me. What I did was I kind of like put like ink on the edge of the inkers and then kind of went along the sides of each of the grooves there to kind of give it some more depth. Here I'm just kind of picking out a focal point. I picked out a little fern, put it on some old paper, and then proceed to rip. Of course, me and my camera issues. I did do most of it on camera. Yay! My hands got really dirty from the ink after during this project, so. So it looks like my hands are dirty, it's just from the ink. It's not because I haven't washed my hands. And then I distressed this one as well. That one's a washi sticker, so you can even put a little bit of distress ink onto the actual sticker itself. I think I do that in a few minutes. It makes it a little more, just kind of takes away some of the whiteness of it. I'm wiping the paper because I coffee dyed them, so there's always like kind of, it feels like there's something on there, so you have to kind of wipe it a little bit. And I just ripped out a piece again. The paper was actually really stiff. Ugh, that sounds so awful. It was stiff, almost not brittle quite, but just the coffee really did something to the paper itself. And then I just inked around because it didn't saturate all the way through in some spots, so you had the white edge a little bit from the white core of the paper. Some papers, even when you coffee and tea dye them, you will have a white core, so I had to kind of darken those up a little bit. I didn't use glue sticks. I just wanted to make sure it really stuck to the cardboard, so I did use a Fabric Tech or a 3-in-1 glue by Beacon. They aren't a sponsor, just telling you who I used. And I'm going to ink up the edges of this little saying here. It says Leap of Faith. Got it from a book, title of a book I think it was. So yeah, I think it's Danielle Steele, Leap of Faith. So actually some of those romance novels have some really great titles that you can just kind of go through, and they've got tons of them on the book because they put them at the top of the books. So if you're looking for some interesting stuff. Also, Harry Potter. I mean, you don't want to use maybe the whole title chapter, but there's parts of it you can use that I found. I actually went and bought a Harry Potter book just so I could use those, but I thought, it's kind of a waste. I would have bought it at a thrift store, but even still. So I used just a little piece of paper to kind of offset the wording there a little bit. I really kind of came out. Yeah, I have no situational awareness with the camera or anything, so. Alright, and now here I'm ripping into the second one that I'm going to do. I really just took everything off. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. I mean, when I was reaching, not when I'm pulling off paper. I know what I'm doing when I pull off the paper. Yeah, it's pretty boring. It's just me pulling off paper. I'm gonna ink this one up too the same. I'm gonna use a different one this time. I think I used, I think it was Espresso. I used Espresso. Oh, yes, I used Espresso for the base. I did have to put some water in it. If you use the Distressed Oxide inks, you can actually put water on them. You can see how dark it came out really quickly too. It worked really well. But you can put water on them and get some longer life from them. Not really sure what I'm doing there. So, yeah. I live in Arizona, so some of my stuff kind of gets dried out and stuff, so. Here I was just kind of looking through the different flowers and stuff. I decided to use a flower this time. So I was looking at the different purple flowers, see what would kind of show up the best against the wording. So that one becomes the one I use, the first one I took off. Not really sure why I didn't cut this out. I seem kind of lost here. Oh, I'm gonna finish. Oh, I'm inking this vintage ink, or vintage photo is going around the edges. think that little clip back there, I think I was supposed to cut that out and I didn't. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the two tones using the two different colors actually really worked well and looked really cool. And I think it just really added something. Alright, I'm going to use another coffee dyed piece of paper, and again I have to go around the edges. I used the actually espresso this time. I didn't use the vintage photo. I might have a little bit, I don't remember, but I like the darker color that was coming out. I thought it really kind of really looked nice. This is again another chapter title. I don't know if it's a chapter title or if it's, I don't know, I think this is a chapter title in a book called Wild at Heart. And it says, hold on, let me see if I can. It says on it, a beauty to rescue. So I just thought it was kind of a neat little saying. So I just figured I'd add that onto this design. And I actually really didn't pull off the rose that easily. I cut out a lot of me fighting with trying to get the backing off there. So I just ripped around the edges of it just so I get kind of a better shape around it, because that's what I was really looking for. I want to kind of, because it had some interesting edges, so I thought it'd be kind of nice if I had a nice little edge around it. And a little bit of the plastic I ripped underneath the plastic, so I just cut a little piece of the plastic off. This is not a washi tape sticker. This is a regular kind of plastic sticker. If that's the right word for it, I don't know. It's like a cellophane type sticker, I guess, maybe. I'm not even sure that's the right word for it. But I don't put any ink on the inside of this because it won't stick to it like it will the washi stickers. You can even do that with washi tape. You can take some of that distressed ink and put it on washi tape. As long as it's the true kind, not the really glossy kind, but kind of has like a little bit of a grit to it, like feels more clothy, papery. You can put that stuff on there and make it look a little more vintage if you want. I've done that in the past. And then sometimes I do it right onto the roll, so I kind of use the thing and just kind of roll the washi tape right along the dauber there, or the ink blender. And it works out pretty easily, or pretty well. So again, I'm using it's a 3-in-1 beacon glue, I think it is. I just don't think though there's enough surface for the glue stick to adhere, so. And this stuff doesn't really go through. I mean, it does if you really press down hard and really saturate it, but you have to really, really saturate it for it to kind of come through the paper to really, it doesn't cause it to wrinkle as bad either. It does a little bit, but not bad, not like some of the PVA glues. Now I'm putting on some, it's a mica spray. I just wanted to, I don't know, just give the background a little bit of a different look. I just sprayed it. By far, those are probably the most fun to use, the mica sprays that I got from Ranger Inks, Tim Holtz. I do like those a lot. He has some other colors. They're okay. A lot of the bottles leak for some reason, but they're okay. But the mica ones definitely are the best. I do enjoy. They do give kind of a nice, you can't really see it here, you'll probably see it more towards the end when I show close-up photos, but it really does give it a nice little background to it. And I figured I'd do it so it'd make the flower kind of pop up off the background, because it's a little bit different than the background. There we go. And that is done. They are both done. I want to thank you for watching, and if you are on Instagram, check out Art Ephemera. And thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.